All right, spring turns to summer, turns to fall, and before you know it, it's time for college basketball. And, well, I'm joined by one of the foremost experts in college basketball to talk about the upcoming season. And, Jay Bilas, let's go for a little walk.
Let's go for a walk. I'm excited to be with you.
Frank Walls, it's time for Frank Walls.
Now, in New York, there right now is a lot of buzz about St. John's. Like, they are over the moon excited about this upcoming season. They have lofty expectations. They're talking Final Four. I mean, what do you think about that? Those talk about St. John's.
Well, I think they should be talking Final Four. I mean, they've had a great run. What's that? They've had a great run under Rick Pitino, and there's a lot of excitement. And players want to play for a guy like him, a coach like him. So he can attract talent. He's already done it. And with the guys they have back, and then he's going to bring in new players that are going to be even more talented than they've had. Losing R.J. Lewis to the NBA was a little bit of a surprise. I thought he would come back as Big East Player of the Year. That would have helped. But Rick Pitino, he knows how to do this. He'll be fine.
I mean, we are fully in the NIL, and St. John's seems to be benefiting from it a whole lot. And that program, which was nothing about 5 years ago, is now all of a sudden a power again.
Yeah, I don't know that that's all NIL. I think that helps, certainly. And it's good for the players to be able to be compensated.
Oh, it is.
For what they
is.
Provide. I agree.
It was always wrong. If you could sell someone's jersey with their name on the back, or a jersey with the number on the back, it's just, exactly. You're kidding yourself if you're not selling the player's name and likeness.
But what it's done is spread talent around even more. It doesn't mean that a low major is going to be able to compete with North Carolina or Indiana or Georgetown or Duke, but what it does mean is they've got access to better players than they've ever had access to before.
I mean,
that's important.
I looked at this year's last March Madness, and that Cinderella story isn't happening anymore.
Well, but that's a fair point, but it's just 1 year, because the year before, and there was NIL the year before, we had Florida Atlantic and San Diego State in the Final Four.
That's true.
And everybody was saying, hey, the world is flat. The majors aren't going to dominate anymore. And so now, after 1 year, what I would say is one data point doesn't make a trend. And we don't have enough data yet to determine whether NIL is going to be, bad for mid-majors or all that stuff. Right now, I don't think it's been bad for anyone. It's been nothing but in my view, nothing but a good thing. The problem is the coaches don't like the transfer portal.
Yeah, it looks like it's out of control a little bit.
Well, it might be. But if you want the players to stay, then sign them to contracts. That's my thing.
I think I think there's been an adjustment period, and I think in about a year or two it's going to settle down and it's going to be more normalized.
I think that's true. I think it's going to get better, and I think now that because of the House settlement, now that schools can pay players directly, what they'll do is sign players to contracts. They'll have buyouts in those contracts, and we'll see less movement. It's not going to eliminate all movement, but we'll see less of it.
Because I think that would really help the sport. Yes, if you get someone that could go to college again 2-3 years, and with them, you associate them to college, and I think now it's actually changed that that they can get now paid in college. Some of these guys are better staying 2-3 years and getting paid probably better than being if they're like the 12th man on the bench in the NBA.
That's right, and that's why.
And I think that's good for college basketball.
I think it is too. That means players are going to stay longer, and you were seeing the second round picks we're seeing some of the second round picks that would have gone pro years ago. Are staying in school for an additional year, and how can that be anything good for the teams? And then it's also good. People say, and I know they mean it, but they say they believe in education. Well, if you believe in education, having players stay longer in college is a positive, not a negative.
Yeah. Now, we mentioned St. John's. What other schools do you see being a big factor this season?
I think you're going to see Purdue have a great year. Matt Painter's done a spectacular job with that program, and talk about a guy who's handled the new landscape really well. It's Matt Painter. They don't have a lot of transfers. They don't take a lot of transfers, but they'll take strategically 1 or 2, but they keep their players. And that, I think, speaks to their culture. I think Florida's going to be really good again. All the SEC is going to be really good again. And I think Duke is going to reload. They've got a great recruiting class, so they'll be right there. But you know what? It's funny. Last year, if we would have talked this time last year, Florida wouldn't have come out of my mouth as a national championship favorite right away, but they were, and they proved it.
I mean, I was actually shocked that Duke lost in the semifinals. I was shocked at that loss.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked. It certainly wasn't a pleasant way for any team to lose, to be up and then kind of, from their perspective, let it slip. But Houston took it away from them. And
just outstanding defensive.
Yeah, but Houston's an older team. They'd been through that kind of thing before, and Duke had not. They hadn't played in a lot of close games all year.
Yeah.
And that's important. You know, they didn't have that muscle that a lot of older teams have, and it might have cost them in that one. But they had a spectacular year. John Shire's done an amazing job.
I mean, you were there at the start for Coach K.
I was, yeah.
And you saw that program build under him. You went to the first Final Four. I mean, and now it looks like the tradition's continuing.
Yeah, John Shire is brilliant. Like, he's a brilliant coach, and he's, what is he, 35 years old? I see a lot of the best qualities of Coach K in him, and then he has some qualities that maybe are different from Coach K. Like, he's got an unbelievable demeanor on the sidelines. He's great with the players, and Coach K was too, but he does it a little bit differently. And but you know, playing for Coach K, I couldn't have asked for a better mentor, better friend. And you know, the way I look at it, I had him when I played for Coach K when he was 35 years old, and you know, I've had him in my life for 40 plus years as a mentor and friend. You know, how lucky am I?
I mean, that's why he's the all-time winningest coach.
Yep.
And has the legacy that he has. Of course, Dick Vitale, someone you close to, another Jersey guy. I have to give him a shout out. I'm thinking about him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see he's doing better.
Yeah, Dick is doing great, and look, he's been the soundtrack of the game.
Oh yeah.
For my entire lifetime.
Mine too.
And I can't imagine basketball without Dick Vitale's voice, and luckily I don't have to imagine it because he's not going anywhere.
And I just hope that this year Seton Hall is able to find a little spot there.
Yeah, well, what they ought to do is put up a statue of Vitale at Seton Hall. He deserves it.
I mean, Seton Hall, you know, my cousin, my grandfather's cousin, so that's twice removed, I guess, was once president of Seton Hall.
How about that?
Edward Fleming, Monsignor Edward Fleming.
That's great.
Is my cousin.
Boy, you're in line of succession. That's
Yep.
fantastic.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and
I think it's
congratulations
going
on
to be a
everything.
great season, and
You're a big inspiration.
thanks.
Thank you.